I think.
So is YouTube working at all?
I need to turn streaming on and off. Yes, it's showing that it's on.
Okay, let's just try it. Right. Wait.
There's no wording on yeah.
You should have received a message. Hello. There's no way.
It shows their first.
Ready to go?
From just the courtroom and.
Asking Jordy. Oh, yeah. I don't have anything on YouTube.
Did you go through the?
Yeah, it's fine. Okay.
JP.
And then on the top here, go to.
There's no way.
What?
They go home expert. Yes. Tomorrow. Thank you. So felon charges, right?
The misdemeanors.
These three.
That's not what you're here for. That's what you're for tomorrow for.
Oh.
But here it said you get misdemeanors for this, but there'd be different misdemeanors than those.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
All right. I'm glad we got that solved. All right. Good evening. I'm Judge Sayed, and you, sir, are
Matthew Doherty.
Mr. Doherty. I have citation charging you with 2 counts of domestic violence violation of court orders.
Yes.
Do you understand that no contact means no contact? That includes phone calls from the jail.
Yes.
Your next court date will be a week from tomorrow at 1:30. Public Defender's Office is appointed to represent you. Absolutely no contact with Victoria. Your bond on this is $2,499. Right? Thank you, Mr. Doherty.
Thank you.
Did you still really go Robinson?
Right, and counsel, we've had Robinson refused. And we've got 2 people in the hospital. So any objection to continuing those?
No, Your Honor.
No objection from the state judge.
What about the, so, okay.
Good evening, Judge Shade and Youth Director.
Judge Stevenson.
I need file number 5, please. Nope, I need 5. You need to close the file. You need to close the minute entry. Thank you. Good evening, I'm Judge Shade and you, sir, are
Johnny Stevenson.
Mr. Stevens, that's right. Citation charging you with domestic violence aggravated assault alleged occurred on or about the 27th of April. And another one charging you with domestic violence aggravated assault alleged occurred on or about the 16th of June. Will appoint public defender's office to represent you on these charges. And did either counsel wish to be heard on condition?
Nothing from the state, Judge.
Your Honor, Mr. Stevenson's already being held in a $5,000 bond in another case. Given that, we would ask you just impose a annual bond for time credit since he's been unable to post that amount.
Public defender's office to represent you on these charges. Set a preliminary date for July 15th at 1:30 in the afternoon. Bond is $10,000. If you post the bond, you'll be under the supervision of pretrial services under their enhanced supervision program. You have no contact with Melissa Cole or the children.
Sure.
You're not going near their residence or workplaces. And I'd suggest you discuss the matter with anyone except your attorney. Right, thank you.
with $10,000 new bond in addition to the other $5,000. Correct.
I have that other bond, those charges may be dismissed at some point because they may be related to this.
Here's what I'm saying now.
Fire. Hello. I'm just not sure we know. Very good. Very good. So wait. Go. Take your arms up. Take your arms up. Focus now.
Good evening, I'm Judge Shade, and you, sir, are?
Christopher Meyer.
All right, Jill, what happened to Daryl Harris?
He's with felonies, gets felony charges.
But he was listed as a house felon.
He was not in housing. I think that was a mistake.
Okay. I need file number 6. Okay.
Sir, then.
I just don't actually.
Mr. Meyer, I have
But
a number of things here for you. I have a warrant out of Hernandez City Court. Charges from March 27th of 2022. Possession of paraphernalia. As well as charges of failure to appear. Also charges from March of 2024. Possession of paraphernalia. Shoplifting. And also with failures to appear. Will appoint Janet also to represent you. Charges. Bond is $250. Court date would be at noon tomorrow. No alcohol. You don't go back to the incident location. I also have a couple of warrants for you out of Pima County Justice Court. shoplifting on July 27th, 2022. Also shoplifting from January 22nd, 2022, along with failure to appear. As well as new charges for possession of paraphernalia and criminal trespass. Your next court date on this will be Friday at 1 o'clock. Bond is $250. And again, no alcohol or drugs, and you don't go into the incident location. Right, thank you, Mr. Meyer.
Douglas.
Mr. Alvarez, citation charging you with domestic violence assault, domestic violence criminal damage. Your next court date on this is August the 1st at 9:30 in the morning in the Tucson City Court.
August 1st.
Conditions of release, no acts of domestic violence, no contact with your mother. You don't go back to her residence except once with law enforcement to get your personal belongings. Do you understand that?
Yeah,
And
makes sense.
you need something. I'd suggest that when you walk out of the jail, you go to the transition center there and they'll have it.
Oh, well, yeah.
All right, thank you.
Enriquez.
Good evening.
Scott Enriquez. Good evening.
Mr. Anderson, I have new charges for shoplifting, possession of paraffin, and criminal trespass. Alleged occurred earlier today.
Yes, ma'am.
Good
I
question.
have charges for shoplifting, possession of paraffin. February 19th of this year. Along with failure to appear. Shoplifting on May 10th of this year. Failure to appear. Criminal trespass, March 27th of this year. Failure to appear. And then charges for shoplifting and possession of paraphernalia, October 21st of 2022. Along with failures to appear. We'll appoint city public defenders on to represent you on these charges. Bond is $750. If you post the bond, your court date is July 31st at 9:30. If you haven't posted the bond, you'll be seen on video on July the 12th at about 1:45. You're not to return to the shopping areas around 6317 East Broadway or 5169 South Holly, Santa Cruz. You're not to go back to 7335 East Benson Highway. No alcohol or illegal drugs. Thank you, Mr. Enrique.
Yes, ma'am.
Hernandez.
Good evening, I'm Judge Shade and you are.
Your name?
Oh, Jesus Hernandez.
Mr. Hernandez, citation here from May 31st, 2022, charging you with criminal trespass and also setting obscene, lewd, or profane electronic communication. City Public Defender's Office to represent you on the charges because you've got the adult probation hold. I will release you on these charges. Set a pretrial for August the 5th at 9:30. If you're out of custody, you need to appear. If you are still in custody, then the Public Defender's Office will deal with it. You're not having any contact with the alleged victim in this matter. You're not to go to her residence or to 213 East Blackwoods. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Good evening.
Oh, is that it?
Wait, here we go.
On these charges, you've got an adult probation hold.
You're the church.
Good evening, I'm Judge Shea, and you, sir, are
Buenas noches, señor. Soy la juez Chayet. ¿Cuál es su nombre?
This one's the speaker, Your Honor.
Manuel Solís.
yeah, this is not the Spanish.
Okay. Okay, cool. Have a good night.
Mr. Phillips, I have new charges, charging of criminal trespass, possession of paraphernalia alleged to have occurred today. I also have charges from June 22nd for criminal trespass and shoplifting. We'll appoint public defender's office to represent you in these charges. Because you've picked up 3 charges in the just over 2 weeks that you've been out of custody. I'm gonna hold you in custody again with a $250 bond. You're not to go back to these locations, possess any alcohol, illegal drugs. And the public defender's office will still be appointed to represent you. Your next court date is next Tuesday, the 9th at 1:45. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening, I'm Judge Faden. You are.
Say your name.
Hector Maldonado.
This is-
Sorry?
Do you need interpreter? No.
No, ma'am, no, that's fine. I speak English for fine.
No, all right, they've listed you as Spanish speakers. I guess we don't need you then, didn't it?
Thank you, Judge.
Mr. Maldonado, I have a couple of things here. I have charges from earlier today. Domestic violence assault, domestic violence disorderly conduct, and preventing domestic violence, preventing the use of telephone. I also have charges from April 19th of last year for domestic violence, disorderly conduct, domestic violence endangerment.
Yeah, not for misdemeanors, just for felonies.
Your next court date is going to be August the 5th at 9 o'clock this morning in the Tucson City Court. You understand this is the president of the town.
Yes, ma'am.
In the meantime, no alcohol, illegal drugs, no acts of domestic violence,
No, ma'am.
absolutely no contact with your father. You can go back within 3 blocks of his residence. You can go back with law enforcement to get your personal belongings.
The residence is actually mine, not his.
Wherever he lives is his residence.
Right.
Okay,
I understand that, yes.
and you also need to obtain a behavioral health assessment and begin any recommended treatment. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Fine. And if they're still open when you released, you might want to check the transition center for help with temporary housing.
I have a place to stay now. I have several places I could stay at.
Thank you.
Better on this one. There we go. Right.
Good evening. I'm
Hi, Malone. It's Annette.
Ms. Evanet, I have several things here for you. I have a warrant out of Maricopa County Superior Court. Possession and use of dangerous drugs. What can we do to be sure that you're gonna show up in court? You've been in custody a couple of times on this and haven't shown up. Hmm?
No, I don't want to keep going back to jail. I'm tired of dealing with this matter. I need to just deal with it. Show it to court.
Okay. I'll give you another chance. I'm gonna release you to the third-party custody of pretrial services under their enhanced supervision. No alcohol and low drugs. You need to engage in a behavioral health and substance abuse assessment and treatment. You need to contact the Maricopa County Superior Court tomorrow to set another court date. You understand that?
Yes.
And their phone number will be on your paperwork.
Thank
I
you.
also have misdemeanor charges here for you. I have current charges for possession of paraphernalia. I also have charges for possession of paraphernalia August the 11th of last year, along with failures to appear. Your next court date is July the 31st at 9 o'clock in the morning in the Tucson City Court. Do you understand? You need to be present at this time.
Yes.
And again, behavioral health and substance abuse assessment. All right, thank you. Evening, I'm today.
Alejandra Silva.
Mr. De Silva. Interim complaint charging domestic violence stalking, domestic violence aggravated harassment, violations of court order. Will appoint the public defender's office to represent you on these charges. And did either counsel refer further?
I think from the state, Your Honor.
Sorry, what is the state's request?
No bond.
Okay, given that, I have, nothing that I can add, Your Honor.
Preliminary hearing date is July 15th at 1:30. You'll be held without bond. There'll be a no bond hearing on July the 8th at 2:30. You'd have absolutely no contact with Caitlin Davis. You're not to go within 3 blocks of her residence or workplace. And if you're out of custody, behavioral health assessment and recommended treatment. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor. Haven't had any contact with her, and I've been working 2 jobs. I've got
Well,
enrolled with Kodak.
Talk to your attorney. You don't want to talk about facts.
But we're done.
Good evening, I'm Judge Chad, and you, sir, are
Perhaps.
Mr. Harris, interim complaint charging you with domestic violence aggravated assault. Alleged to have occurred on or about the 5th of June. Will appoint public defender office to represent you on the charge. And does either counsel we heard on condition?
Sorry. He's already being held on a $5,000 bond. He's been unable to pay. Given that, we would ask you to impose a nominal bond for time credit.
Preliminary hearings July 15th at 1:30. The little block says July. The chief says the 5th. Oh, okay. Actually make that PH July. Bond is $25,000. Post the bond, you'll be in the supervision of pretrial services under their enhanced supervision program, which will include behavioral health and substance abuse assessment 3. Beginning right now, you have absolutely no contact with Bonnie Reynolds. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
You don't go near her residence or workplace, no alcohol or illegal drugs, and no firearms or weapons. Thank you, Mr. Harris. 25. Yeah. Yeah, I had to sheet because some of the other stuff was messed. Yeah.
I have to do work. Yeah.
Hold on just one moment. That's really matter at this point. I need you to look up a case for me and tell me the status. CR 007657 DU. Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah, start at least. Yes. Yes. It's. I see you for.
Miss Ortiz, I have a number of things from us. Complaint charging with aggravated assault on a police officer. We'll appoint public defenders to represent you on these affairs. Did either council wish to be heard on contingent?
The state judge.
This is Ms. Ortiz's first felony arrest of any kind. She'd be probation available if she lost a trial. Given that, we would ask that you release her to pretrial services.
Preliminary hearing is going to be July 22nd at 30. You're going to be released to the third party custody of pretrial services under their enhanced supervision program.
Okay.
That will include behavioral health and substance abuse assessment training. No driving without a valid license, no alcohol, illegal drugs. And THC is illegal under federal law. No THC, no marijuana. Do you understand that?
Yes.
And I also have a number of misdemeanor charges. The charges assault, disorderly conduct. 2 counts of like 1 count of criminal trespass. 1 count of private under the influence of intoxicating liquor or drugs. Additional charge 3 counts of threat or intimidation. Your next court date on these matters is going to be August the 6th at 9 a.m. Are you able to afford an attorney, Ms. Ortiz?
Sorry.
I couldn't hear you. Rachel.
Oh, I didn't hear the question. I'm sorry.
So are you able to afford an attorney?
Oh, no, I'm
All right, then I'll appoint the city public defender's office to represent you, but you need to report to city court within the week to complete financial eligibility paperwork.
okay.
Your next court date in city court is August the 6th at 9 a.m. Drive without a valid license.
No.
The license may not be valid at this point.
Correct.
No alcohol or illegal drugs. No alcohol in your residence or vehicles. You're not anywhere that alcohol is served or consumed. You're not to have contact with any of the victims in this matter. You're not to go back to 7111 East Broadway. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
And again, behavioral health and substance abuse, that's something too.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
You.
Good evening. You are
Nasta parang.
Mr. Warrant out of Pima County Superior Court charging you with 4 counts of forgery. Alleged occurred between July 15th and July 28th of 2022. And theft alleged occurred between July 1st of 2019 and August 31st of 2022. Will appoint public defender's officer to hear these charges. Set a rain date for a week from today, July the 9th at 1:30. Did either council wish to be heard on condition?
No, Your Honor.
I'll give it, no, give it pretrial recommendation.
You're gonna be released with a third-party custody of pretrial service. You have no contact with the alleged victims. I suggest you discuss this matter with no one except your attorney. And you need to abide by any monitoring required by pretrial service.
Yes, sir.
In addition to that, we have current charges for possession of paraphernalia. Your next court date on this is August the 1st at 1:00 and 2:30 in the afternoon, 2:30 in the afternoon in Tucson City Court.
Yes, Your Honor.
No alcohol or illegal drugs. Now, your attorney doesn't represent you on these charges. Your attorney says you don't need to come to court. They're just talking about Superior Court. You still need to show up in city. Understand?
What's it?
You're in city court and superior. Even if your hearing in superior court changes, you have to go to city court, but your hearing in superior court won't change. It's during. Go to the court dates to go.
All right, thank you.
Sir.
What?
Good evening. We're charging you with aggravated public defender's officer represent you on the charge. Did either counsel wish to be heard?
Nothing from the state, Your Honor.
And nothing to add given pretrial's recommendation.
Preliminary hearing dates July 22nd at 1:30. You'll be released to the third-party custody of pretrial services. You participate in monitoring and treatment under their supervision. You will not drive without a valid license. No alcohol or illegal drugs. No aerosols. No paint cans or anything like that. Do you understand that?
Understood.
You engage in substance abuse assessment and screen. Right. Thank you, Mr. Simmons.
Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you.
Very good. All right. That's right.
Good evening, I'm Judge Sayed, and you are.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Festus. I have an interim.
Yes.
Possession of dangerous drugs and possession of paraphernalia. Will appoint public defender's office to represent you on these matters. And did either counsel wish to be heard on conditions? And counsel, I'm very concerned with these failure to do this.
Judge, the state does share those same concerns. However, according to policy, the state is requesting a release to pretrial services.
And you're gonna see, give him an opportunity with pretrial. It does appear he's eligible for smoke work. He's not gonna be able to engage in any kind of drug treatment inside the jail. He will be immediately connected to drug treatment if he is released. We would ask you give him that opportunity.
I'm gonna give you a chance on this and release you to pretrial services under their enhanced supervision. That will include substance abuse and behavioral health assessment, treatment. Absolutely no alcohol or drugs. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Preliminary hearing date right now is July 22nd at 1:30. There will be a smart court hearing in Superior Court that you need to attend a week from today, 9 a.m., July the 9th. Then I have a number of charges for you out of Tucson City. Current charges for assault. I have charges on June 22nd for criminal trespass and shoplifting at Walgreens. Charges for possession on April 14th. Failing to appear on April the 25th. Possession of paraphernalia on May the 24th. Failing to appear on June the 6th. And 2023 and failing to appear. Your next court date on this is going to be July 31st at 9 a.m. Your attorney does not represent you on these cards. Your attorney says you don't have to show up in court on July 31st in city court. No alcohol or illegal drugs. Behavioral health and substance abuse assessment treatment. You don't go back to within 3 blocks of 1675 North Wilma and 6235 East Broadway. And you don't go back to the Walgreens stores. Do you understand that? Right, thank you, Mr. Thacker. That's all I have from here.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. Have a good night.